Hello, Capricorns. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. Happy new moon phase. If you're watching this video on October 1st, it's the last day of this cycle. We had a full moon in Pisces and a partial lunar eclipse, right? And so the 2nd of October, we're going to have a solar eclipse. Solar eclipses are about resetting, rebirth, right? So a solar eclipse occurs together with a new moon. It marks a time of a new cycle in an amplified form. You know, it's like giving a supercharged new moon. So it's a super new you, right? So this is a time where you take a lot of assumptions off of your internal scales, take a lot of negative thoughts off of your internal scales, a lot of things that you've been receiving, messages that you've been receiving, assumptions, all this receiving about whom, what, all of this, and gain some clarity. Instead of just being in receiving mode, Source is saying, if you've heard things about people, go to them directly and have a direct conversation with whomever it is so you can gain some clarity yourselves and get off of the receiving. You know, just like there has to be balance there. Sending, receiving, sending, receiving, sending, receiving, in order for you to make room for a life that you're pleased with and a life that you love. Libra, we have a new moon in Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus, the goddess Venus. God, the planet of love, pleasure, art, music, aesthetics. It's a peacemaker planet, right? So that you can be at peace with whatever questions you may have about anything or anybody. And not only that, Capricorn, you and Aquarius are ruled by Saturn. That's the planet of setting boundaries and enforcing those boundaries, creating your own rules, your own traditions, your own everything, right? It's a very serious planet. So yeah. Let's get into it. We're going to try to keep it short and sweet. Let's go. First card out of the deck, King of Wands. Here we also have the Five of Swords. Here we also have the Five of Pentacles. The Two of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Hierophant card. Yeah. So here we have the King of Wands here. So Source is saying, you want to be around energies that, this is the King of Wands, that pray for people and not people who prey on people, right? You have the Lion of Judah inside of you. That would be Source, right? You want to be on energies that pray for people. So you want to get in prayer warrior mode instead of being around energies that just sit there and lurk and prey on, energies. And what I mean by that, playing mind games. Like everything is a game of chess. Here we have the Five of Swords. If they say this, then say that. If they say this, then say that. Like, no, have real, mature. Your ruling planet is Saturn, the planet of maturity and authority. No matter what your age is, mature and authoritative conversations with people. No trash talking. That's this right here. See this trash? No trash, because trash in, remember, trash in you, you're holding on to trash. And that's what's going to come out, trash. So if somebody is telling you a bunch of trash, gossip about somebody else, guess what's going to come out. And especially if you're not known for being a trash talker, and people are like, okay, I don't recognize that in you. Something about you seems off. The temperature seems off. So yeah, here we have the Hierophant card, right? Yeah, so Source is just saying to you, be very careful with being around energies who are wired that way. All they do is gossip. That's all they do. That's all they do is just take trash from one. What is this saying? There was this saying, a person who takes something, whatever, y'all know what I'm saying. I forgot what the saying says. A person who takes trash, I'm going to find it because I don't like misquoting stuff. I'm gonna find it. Hold on for a second. We're gonna find this because we're gonna get this thing right. Because it is a saying that is let me see. Yeah, so it's just like people who sit around and all they do is like garbage in, garbage out. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like if all you do is just garbage, You just sitting around people who just a bunch of garbage. All they doing is just being in receiving mode from what they watch on social media, who they're talking to, who they're talking. It's all, and it's just spilling over on you. So sources saying be very careful about that. Here we have the Two of Wands. So I definitely feel like, you know, and it gets your blood boiling. You get mad. You start to become a pessimist. You start vibrating at a lower frequency. Here we have the Four of Wands here. And so source is saying, congratulations, because you figured something out. That something is just not your responsibility. That's what this cake is for. It's like something is just not your responsibility to hold on to. Not your responsibility to hold other people's trash talking about other people. It's just not your responsibility. So that's what you're parting ways with. 2 and 4 is 6. 6 is in the shape of a rounded back and a bulging belly. So source is saying that's where you're clipping ties with holding on to some kind of anger or frustration or whatever it is about whatever, right? Whatever you may have been holding on to. You'll be able to move on from something. So good for you. Good for you. Anything that was kind of like wearing you down or burning you out or you holding on to any kind of confusion. Somebody, again, so it's just saying no more mind. Everything is not as black and white as people think it is. You know, you're not dealing with robots, right? So source is saying to you, you know, people talk a lot of trash because they don't know. They bring trash to you because they don't know for certain themselves. They don't know for certain themselves. So, whoever it is, right? Here we have the King of Wands here. Twice. Yep. So, yeah. So here we have the Two of Pentacles here. So yeah, so I feel like somebody, and this is about balance. This is, you know, like I said, Libra, right? Then we have a new moon in Libra, super new moon. That's the solar eclipse. You know, super new you, all about balance. You are not carrying other people's burdens on your shoulders. Whoever could be two energies here. You're not carrying other people's burdens on your shoulders. Matter of fact, I see somebody taking this next 7 days from the 2nd to the 9th, doing some deep sea, Dead Sea salt baths, right? And just really just kind of doing a spiritual detox of all of that stuff. And just moving on from all of that, like planting some new seeds, right? And getting focused, getting laser focused. This is you right here, getting focused. And I've been saying this for a while. Somebody who rode a motorcycle in your family, that's them right there. Somebody who rode a motorcycle in your family. They've been saying, get focused, get focused, get focused, get focused. That's the way somebody's going to finally get some rest. Somebody's going to have to learn how to start speaking up for themselves. Like, stop playing the mind games. Well, they said this and I thought that and somebody told me all of that. That's trash. That one you can go directly in. So yeah, so it's just saying you here we have, so you got some good news coming across your path as a result of that. So it may have already happened. Remember, time is relative. It may be happening now. It may have already happened. It may be about to happen. So somebody's still saying, well, what good news? Well, when is it coming? It may have already, you're breathing. That's the good news, okay? So we had a 10 of Cups here. So yeah, 10 of Cups here. So now somebody's going to feel like, you know, you're more in sync and more harmony now. That things are starting to make sense. Why? Because somebody got focused. Somebody said, okay, I need to start talking. I need to start getting clarity of thought. Clear. I need to get clear. I need to pray first. I need to get some clarity. Right? There it is. Harmony. Harmony within yourselves. Right? Here we have the 9 of Wands. So coming through a long and arduous journey, you know, of just kind of like a test of your faith. Somebody is not going to go backwards into just being confused. It just doesn't it doesn't show it on this one right here. On some cards, the 9 of Wands, you may have like little buds spurting out, which just shows it's just not a whole lot of growth and just chaos and confusion and friction, which is a bunch of confusion. So, yeah. So here we have the Page of Swords. So you don't have to feel like you're walking on eggshells. You have a whole lot of ideas about stuff and they're coming out all confused because you got just a bunch of trash on the inside. There's some energies which are dumping trash on the inside of you. So Source is saying you're, you know, all of this, now you won't feel like you're walking a tightrope. having all this conversation going on. Here's the Tower card. Yeah. So, yeah, so jumping to conclusions about things, assuming the worst about things. So Source is saying to you, now you can move on from some things. You can move on. You can move on, move on, move on. Move on. Fresh new start. Reset. Like I said, solar eclipse. So happy solar eclipse. Like I said, October 2nd, solar eclipse. Yeah. That'll drive somebody crazy. It'll make people come across as hostile and angry and frustrated. Like everything is it's just simple. Just a simple question. It's just black and white. Just answer yes or no. No, everything is not just black and white. It's not just yes or no. You're dealing with other human beings. Looking at this right here, who have gone through things. Who have others. They have spirits in them too. The Spirit of God in them. So this is right here. This is other spirits, the Spirit of God in them too, right? Surrounded by a body, So, all right. So start it out. Make a bold declaration that you start out a King of Wands. You're working hard to pray for a situation before you jump to conclusions about anything that will throw you back out of alignment. Remember, we're starting and it'd be best if somebody really kept a moon calendar for real, kept a journal, because next time people bring trash to you about anybody, it doesn't matter who it is. This is going to help somebody with something. Next time somebody wants to bring trash to you, gossip. Remember, those are the same energies that's talking trash about you. It doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter who it is. They're talking trash about you. Because what is stopping them from praying for people instead of praying on people when they don't really know? When they don't really know, they're outside of people's vault door. They don't really know. They're outside of a vault door means outside of people's lives. They don't have access. So if you're the one who has access to people's lives and you don't know, and people feel like you're the key into other people's lives, that's an assumption. So there's a bunch of trash talking like grabbing for straws. Did you know cousin so-and-so or uncle this and uncle that, cousin this and cousin that? Because they don't have direct access to those energies. All they're doing is just grabbing a bunch of straws, talking a bunch of trash, keeping a bunch of confusion going on. And so they figure, oh, Capricorn, you talk to them. You go find out. Let's just see if anything we're saying sticks. Anything that we say sticks. But you got to keep in mind, too, if anybody picks up on your spirit, that your spirit is taking trash in and out, then that locks you out of a vault door. That cuts off access to you. Remember, prayer, Source exposes everything. This is prayer and meditation. Source exposes everything. Yep. So get some fresh air. Get some fresh air. Time to get grounded. Ground yourselves. Get focused. Somebody never stop loving you. There's signs all around you, but wealth is within your reach, right? Keep on moving forward. Step through the portal. That's your vault door. You're the only person that has keys to your own vault door. Yeah. And so things are starting to become clearer and clearer and clearer to somebody. And so, yeah, so the answers that you seek are coming, but more money is coming in soon. Just walk away. Some energies you need to walk away from. There's some energies you need to walk away from. So listen to your intuition and be patient. The answers you seek are coming. First red flag, pray and meditate. The more you sit around and listen to people gossip about other people, just look at it. I'm serious. Think about it. Everything about you changes. Your smell changes, really. It's like you're a trash receptacle, or you're just sitting there just talking. We talk about ear, nose, and throat chakra, right? Ears, nose, and throat. The stuff that you say out of your mouth just sounds just different. People don't even recognize you. They don't even recognize you. You take on that same spirit. So no matter, y'all know what I'm saying, Capricorn? Y'all know what I'm saying? Like, have y'all ever stopped being friends with somebody, or and no matter what you put on social media, they assume you talking about them? You can't even put a positive post up, everybody be blessed. Blessed? What do you mean blessed? You like, well, wait a minute, I just said be blessed and highly favored. What? They take on that same spirit, take on that same exact spirit. So Source is saying, you know, you sitting around listening to all of that, you take on that same spirit. But when you're around other people who are, like I said, helping other people to adjust their crown, you know, and you're saying, no, I would rather pray for people. That's what Source is trying to tell you. You're very wise. It doesn't matter what your age is. You all are a very wise sign. You start the praying for people. You start the lead and say, no. We changing this. We're changing this. We're not having that kind of a conversation. So letting go. So everything is indeed out of control and God will hold it all. I can safely let go. Yeah, I can safely let go. Your dreams need a practical plan. That's right. Your dreams need a practical plan. And Source is saying, stop being stubborn about it. Stop being stuck. Like, stop being stubborn and stuck about it. Source is trying to, somebody really is a prayer warrior. But that's the part, prayer warriors have to go through the fire of like, and this is every prayer warrior, you know, to decide what you're fighting for. Are you fighting people? Are you fighting for your purpose? Why are you here? You're a prayer warrior. So Source is saying that this connects us with Mars. Mars is the planet of action and assertion. And so when you talk about a total recall of things, you're talking about your own total recall, not other people's recall of something. So for instance, let's say for instance, you used to work at a company, right? Let's say, you know, and behind the vault doors of that company, not necessarily like if you work at a bank vault door, y'all know what I'm saying? Like, let's say you worked for a company and your experience with the company was good. I mean, for real, let's say you work for a company and, I mean, hey, you didn't have a problem with a manager or a supervisor or whatever. It's like, okay, well, I'm not going to just jump on the bandwagon just because everybody else talking negatively about them. But if you're sitting there long enough, you'll start to be convinced that maybe you are the minority. Maybe you're not. You're starting to think everybody can't be wrong. So I'm going to just sit here quietly. Even though that was not your personal experience with them. So it's just trying to help you take that stuff off of your internal scales. Take it off of your internal scales. Stop being stubborn and stuck. Connect with fire. Toss some stuff into a burning bowl. Take some kind of action. Start tossing some things into a burning bowl. Imagine this, Capricorn. Look, when we're talking about fire, cleansing by fire. Imagine if people remember all the good you did for them instead of all the bad you did to them. Imagine that. And then flip it. Imagine if you could speak of all the good that people did for you instead of only focusing on the bad that they did to you. So it's just saying, the bad, burning bowl. Toss it into a burning bowl. Only focus on the good. Because that's a frequency. There's a frequency that people sit on. Some people sit on that frequency. They can't say one good thing about people. And we see it all the time in social media. We see it all the time in social media. No matter how many good deeds a person has done, some people love to pull out the negative. That's all they can remember. Look, I mean, I don't even have to tell y'all which stories to look at. Just look at social media right now. If you show any level of compassion towards anybody, that, oh my God, but you don't know this and you don't know, they doing the most, but let Source put their lives for real, the stuff they don't want people to know about, whoever they are. So Source is trying to help somebody learn how to speak up for themselves. Stop with the mind games. Stop all of the madness. Stop with the madness. So you can be at peace with yourselves. You can be at peace with yourselves. Here we have growth. I'm a work in progress. I release old habits and create new trails. Each day I'm getting better. I'm in charge of the direction of my life. I am not defined by my past. I grow through my struggles. Roadblocks create opportunity. Yeah, roadblocks create opportunity. All right. that is what I have for you. Let's see what your number is, and let's go ahead and close it out. Yeah. Let's go ahead and close it out. Yeah, the longer you sit there in silence for whatever it is, with all this fire, you sitting there just blazing hot, and just getting hotter and hotter and hotter, you know, and usually whoever people are talking trash about, source is saying to you, you don't know who's praying for you. You don't know who's praying for you. So, yeah, so you're divinely protected. Source is saying you're divinely protected, you know, from whatever it is, but you're divinely protected, and whatever, you know, ideas people may have been having about whoever, whatever. So it's saying you're trying to have a balanced life. You're just trying to have a balanced life. Number 6, I am nurturing. Okay, so close this out. So yeah, so there's growth. Like, so you're work in progress, you know, so like I said before, I release old habits and create new trails. Each day I'm getting better. I'm in charge of the direction of my life. I'm not defined by my past. I grow through my struggles. Roadblocks create opportunities, you know, those kind of things. And again, like I said, when things just kind of sort of seem like they're spinning out of control, lots of anxiety and all those things, sometimes it really is. And I say it all the time in my readings, but sometimes people just don't. Like when you feel burned out, confused about whatever the case may be, that's really Source's way of saying, pray about it, ask Source for clarity, your higher power, your creator for clarity. Get away from energies who like to talk a lot of trash and keep a lot of stuff going on, because they're actually making a situation worse, whatever it is, with the assumptions, jumping to conclusions, this kind of thing. It just makes things worse. So like I said, you all are divinely protected. But this moon and this new moon on this solar eclipse, like I said, it's going to feel like a super new you. If you start now, like saying you are committed to just balance, being balanced within and being at peace with yourself within, and creating a life where you can attract a life that you love, a life that you are pleased with, and a life that you love, it's going to start being very clear to you all who has vain and vengeful spirits, you know, around you, whether it's in your friendship group, whether it's your whoever, doesn't really matter. It's going to start being clear to you what frequency people are on. So that's what Source is trying to tell you, is that somebody is really a prayer warrior, right? So here we have the number 6. Your heart is your gift. You are a natural born nurturer, and you have great talent for helping and healing others. You are the epitome of self-sacrifice and a protector of those you love, right? So, but don't keep sacrificing like to a point where you just like driving yourself crazy, sitting there just listening to a bunch of trash about nothing. Just listen to a bunch of trash about nothing. When the conversation goes left, dark energy, get up, stop, cut the conversation short, because you're absorbing all of that. So that's what I have for you. See if there's any last messages here. Any last messages? Any last messages? Any last messages? Any last messages? Any last messages here in your cards? Each day I work on the appropriate task to push the needle forward. I'm surrounded by peers who support, encourage, and inspire me to get to the next level. That's right. Speak that into existence. Even if that's not your reality right now, speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. Yeah, speak it into existence. Speak it into existence. People around you who want to see you do better is not going to keep dumping trash into your universe. It's really that clear. They're talking about ideas to help make... See these right here? People who have trash talking ideas about people, very low vibrational. That keeps you on edge. Trash talking about people, then that puts you on that. But if it's ideas about making people's lives better, improvement, this kind of stuff, those are energies you want to be around. That's when you're going to start seeing your money grow. You're going to start thinking about what you want your legacy to be, all of those things. And that's what Source is trying to help somebody to do. People on that frequency, they think everything is about them. Everything. Somebody puts something positive on social media, they think something negative is some kind of somebody being shady, negative. It's something underlying. So Source is saying, congratulations. Some things are just not your responsibility. Some things are just not your responsibility. Move forward. Move forward. That is what I have for you. Thank you for joining me. Again, happy solar eclipse, happy super new moon, and get ready for, we're going to have a super full moon in a fire sign, right? So as we get closer and closer to this super full moon, remember, If you start out now disciplining yourselves and looking at your own commitment you're making to yourselves to protect your own peace, it won't matter who around you is spinning out of control with a bunch of assumptions about this and assumptions about that and assumptions here and there and everywhere. Source is saying to you, you can stop yourselves by saying, that have nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. That's what I have for you. I'll see you all in the next reading. Bye.